I don't mean to be rude when I ask this, but how did you get that big?
I always had the kids around me bullying me. I wouldn't be the person I am today if they didn't treat me the way they did. I flew out of Turkey, I had 80% of my stomach humped and dumped in a bucket, and sat in the room in Turkey and saying to the surgeon, "Can I do boxing?" And they said, "No, it's not recommended after this." But I like proving people fucking wrong.
So you see body transformations all the time, you know, on YouTube, TikTok, social media. But this one really stands out, I think, anyway. For a start, he was 27 stone. 27 stone. He's certainly got himself fit now. So fit that he actually fights. He boxes in the Welsh Combat Series. That's a mad story in itself, isn't it? He also has got his own fitness program, helping others who are in a similar position as he was. Jay Evans' story promises to be an interesting one, that's for sure. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as I will recording and hosting it. And as ever, let's get into this video. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, Fluck Fights. In the chair this week is Jay Evans. Jay, the title of this video is going to be, I haven't decided yet, something along the lines of eating punches while losing pounds, or something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
In fact, I think it's going to be that.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that actually. But that's just the title. And people want to know the story. So what I like to do with all of our guests is go right back to the start. And the earliest thing I've seen about you was you were bullied all throughout your childhood.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so obviously growing up I was always a very, very big lad. Had a lot of shit in school basically for it. Never really stood down to it. Never really let the bullies get to me, but I always stood up for myself. Which, because I was always a bigger lad, I then got classed as a bully for sticking up for myself sort of thing. To be honest, mate, that carried all the way throughout my life up until I made the change. And even to this day now that I have made the change, you still get the people who look down on you. But yeah, all the way through childhood, all the way through school, I dropped out of school pure and simply because of it, to be honest with you. Because it weren't the place for me. I knew I was meant for more. Started work and yeah, I was basically how I started, to be honest, mate.
So what was it? Was it both? Was it physical, verbal? Mostly about your weight?
Yeah, that was the biggest factor of it, man. That was the biggest factor of it. It was definitely my weight. They'd always put me down for being bigger. Treat me like I'm an animal compared to a normal child, if you know what I mean. So like, because I've seen really bad cases about this boy who got put in a bin container on wheels, if that makes sense. Threw him into there, a few boys did, and threw the container with him in it down the road, so basically then into the cars. What was it like your worst sort of case then of bullying? Did you have anything really bad like that, or was it just constant nagging? It was just constant all the time, mate. Day in, day out. I was constantly like, so I'm from Nutridiga. I went to a school in Nutridiga. I always had the kids around me bullying me, and like I said, I always stuck up for myself. And yeah, I kept getting expelled from school for it. It was just an ongoing thing consistently all the way throughout there, mate.
Sometimes you can't win in school, and the fact that you actually stood up for yourself and then you get kicked out of school for it, obviously fighting back.
I actually went through youth offending service for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you hold any grudges for the boys that bullied you? Or?
Nah, not at all, mate. Not at all. I wouldn't be the person I am today if they didn't treat me the way they did. Yeah. Like that is it. I don't hold any grudges against them. I just look at where they are in life now compared to where I am and what I've done with my life, and I'm just like, fair enough, thank you for being the way that you are. Yeah.
And as well, I mean, it's kids as well sometimes, isn't it? Even teenagers, like, school to me sometimes is like a prison, isn't it? It's like even the design of a school, and then these kids are all penned in every day, and like a bit like prison, where it's like kids are almost always sort of like fighting for social class, and then if there's a kid who's overweight, or a kid like me who's like a skinny, short little loser, I still am actually, but yeah, they're the ones going to get bullied, and then people are going to bully them kids as well to make sure that they are in that crowd and don't get bullied themselves. So it's almost like not survival of the fittest, that's a bit dramatic, but it's a lot of that as well.
Big, massive popularity thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you went in the group of the popular people, then they'll never let you in that group. They'll just keep kicking you out and kicking you out and kicking you out.
Yeah.
It's just like a consistent thing there.
Yeah, it's hard to shake that label on there. Once you're actually the one who's getting bullied, it's basically impossible it's always going to be that way, isn't it? But what about, like, because you hear about trauma and things like that, and people who are bullied often, even without realising it, subconsciously, or they get like certain triggers or whatever. Do you have any trauma from your bullying, or is it just now it's just in the past? It's like...
so to be honest with you, mate. Sometimes I'm not going to sit here, I'm an honest guy, I've got no embarrassment about it. Sometimes you jump on a little bit of a defensive mechanism, because like I've said, growing up I always defended myself because I had to, otherwise I would have been just fucking chucked to the floor and kicked by these bullies. So sometimes some things can trigger a little feeling inside you, but that's when I remind myself I'm not that guy anymore. They can only say something about the past, that's not me now. So it's a little bit of trauma, but it's just how you define the trauma.
And going back to it as well, people change, don't they?
Oh yeah, like, definitely.
These kids now, it might be people, I don't know if anyone's going to listen to this, who were bullying you, but they're probably going to be embarrassed now, you know, or definitely feel terrible. Like, you know, again, you'd hope. One of the boys I know, right, he says to me, I say to him, I saw so and so the other day, this and that, and he goes, I can't stand him, he's a prick. I was like, all right, when was the last time you bumped into him? About 1999, something like that. It's like people change. Like, I was walking up the cycle track recently, and this kid was one of them arrogant kids in school, you know, full of himself, like kids are. But I thought, he's obviously changed now. I thought he ain't going to be like that now. And we're walking up the cycle track, and he's coming towards me. And I'm smiling, ready to, you know, say all right and talk to him. So I get towards him now, and I'm like, he's coming up there in sunglasses. It's raining, by the way. And he's come towards me. I'm like, oh, what's that? I won't say his name. What's happening? He's just gone past me like that, mate. Nothing.
Fuck.
Like he's better than me. Like,
yeah.
We're from the same valley, you book.
That's the issue with half the generation these days, mate. The only time you should look down on someone is helping them up.
100%.
And then instead, this generation, they just look down at everybody and think they're better. But in reality, no one's better than anyone, man. We all got 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head, and we all shit, and we all end up in a coffin.
Simple as.
It's as simple as that.
All right, let's talk about your weight loss process then. I've already said in the intro, 27 stone. I didn't realise how big you actually was. 27 stone.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude when I ask this, but how did you get that big?
How did I get that big? Just so, like, for years and years and years, the bullying just made me at the comfort eating, if you know what I mean. I was just comfort eating. I was never a lazy fat person, if that makes sense. I was always out doing things, working, doing stuff with my life, but food was just my downfall. It was my comfort. But at the age of, what was I thought about it for a while. So I'd say from the age of 16, I've thought about a gastric sleeve.
Right, yeah.
So from the age of 16, I worked my ass off to save enough money and go for the gastric sleeve. So at the age of 19, I made that leap. And it's one of the scariest things I ever done, to be honest with you, mate. One of the most daunting things. I prepared myself to die there. But it changed my life. There was a lot of negatives that come alongside it, but it changed my life for the better.
So obviously I do a lot of research into people now. I didn't realise you actually had a gastric sleeve.
Oh yeah. I had a gastric sleeve done when I was 19. I'm 22 now, so I'll be 3 years post-op in September. So
again, I know a tiny bit about that, but people will be like me who don't know a lot. So what is a gastric sleeve like, if you could sort of sum it up, you know, in a nutshell?
So the simplest way is I flew out of Turkey. I had 80% of my stomach humped and dumped in a bucket, and that was all the treatment you have from over there. And you come back and basically you've got a child's stomach inside you. It's a tool basically. You can go 2 ways about using it. You can live the same lifestyle, or you can make a change to your lifestyle and work with the tool instead of against it. And it's a very good tool if used well. Yeah. So what was the first sort of few weeks like then on that? The hardest, would you say? The hardest, mate. To be honest, the surgery itself was a trauma.
Was it?
I woke up in the middle of the op in Turkey. Just to say I was traumatic. I had straps around my arms, straps on my legs. They cut me when they strapped me down. They had to give me a double dose of anaesthetic. When I come back around from the anaesthetic, I didn't know I was in Turkey. I was ripping tubes out of my nose, going nuts.
Serious?
My heart rate was through the roof. But all I can remember feeling is a big fat jab in my ass, and it was a big flonk of morphine, and I was out for hours. My mother was sat in a chair opposite me, just waiting. She was asking the nurses, getting no correspondence from them, and she was just, is he dead? Is he alive? What's happening? Like, he's just out for count. So yeah, that was basically how I had a bit of a bad thing, but don't think that every place is like that. Yeah. I'm a cheapskate and I didn't go premium.
Yeah, I was just about to ask why Turkey, but that's why then.
Yeah, I didn't go premium. Yeah. They took me to an hospital. Look, they come from me in between us.
Oh, yeah, what do you pull up with it?
Yeah. Shit on the floor, €50.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, was there then, obviously, since then, you've obviously, like you said, you still got to work and work and work. It's not like you got to have this operation and you're like that. It's your life's changed. Was there times then where you not relapse, that's the wrong word, but you basically wanted to give up again and just go back to comfort eating?
100%, mate, 100%. So I actually did go through a rough patch. Trying to think of time frames. It would have been about 9 months in. Maybe about 11 months in, because I had my first fight, and after that things went downhill with my health from the surgery. I actually dropped to 75 kilogram, but that was with no muscle. Went through a really bad period of fainting, dizziness, being sick. Like, you wouldn't believe how many times I was being sick a day. But it took me a few months to gather why all this was happening. But now it's all under control and it's all fine now. Yeah.
Why was that happening then?
So basically it was all due to acid in my stomach.
Right.
Due to acid in my stomach, every bit of food that I tried to eat, it wouldn't sit in my belly.
Right.
It just come up and come up and come up. And as a man's man, I thought, it's all right, I'll just fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, think it's spewing 10 times a day after every bite of food you eat. It catches up with you. And the more you ignore it, the more you faint. I've cracked my head. I've done my knee. There's been so many instances from it, man. But now I'm at the bottom of it. I'm on top of it all, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. And you're 22.
Yeah,
so
22.
Still young, really young, actually. Bastard.
I just turned it as well, mate.
There we are, see. But again, I hope you don't mind me asking this, but obviously I've seen your videos and that. And how do I put it? You've got this excess sort of loose... Is it?
Yeah,
you call it excess
like
loose skin.
Loose skin.
How do you feel about that? Because do you feel like it's actually almost like part of your journey and you're proud of it almost? Or do you not like it?
Well, a lot of people who have the surgery, they go for skin removal after it. But I'm the opposite. The opposite, because no matter how much the number on the scale have changed, no matter how many clothes sizes I've gone through, you look in the mirror and you still see yourself as the same person some days.
Yeah.
But when I look at that, I see that's my badge of honour.
Yeah.
Like I've done that myself.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of people still look down at me for it, but it is what it is, man. I've been looked down at all my life. That ain't gonna bother me. Like,
that's a class way of looking at it, to be fair. Yeah. And obviously, as I said there, it's because I've seen your boxing videos, which, as I said at the start of this, the intro is mad. The fact that now you're boxing from where you come from. But why boxing then? Is this something you've always wanted to do, or?
So like when I was bigger and when I was 10, I was training up in Kevin Forest gym, but I'm not ashamed to admit it, I didn't have enough discipline at the time. I didn't really know what discipline was at that age. Didn't have enough discipline, didn't stick at it. When I can always remember being sat in the room in Turkey and saying to the surgeon, "Can I do boxing?" And they said, "No, it's not recommended after this." But I like proving people fucking wrong.
Awesome.
And since starting my boxing journey, the discipline, the life lessons, just everything I've learned from it, man. It's such a violent sport, but I've met some of the most nicest people I've ever met in that violent sport. I've learned so much about myself and life through that sport. It's unbelievable.
That's what a lot of people say about boxing, isn't it? It gets a bad rep sometimes, and people think it's just full of thugs, you know. But like you said, and all of the boxers I've met as well, even Sam who's come on here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anyone else.
He's a top lad, Sam.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam Morgan.
Yeah. Another shout out. But he's, again, it was another one, and he won't mind me saying this, who, he's got the tattoos, he's got the bravado, and people will look at him and think, oh, fucking hell, look at that kind of... Like, they'd never think that he's actually, you know, as well. He's a gentleman as well, you know?
Yeah.
And that just backs up what you just said there.
Comes down to the saying of never judge a book by his cover, man.
100%, yeah. And how far do you want to take the boxing then? Because obviously you're in the Welsh Combat Series now, which is one of the biggest now, actually, and licensed organisations. But for you, how far do you want to take it, or are you just taking it day by day?
As far as I can fucking get, brother.
Yeah.
As far as I can get. Like, I would never not train ever again in my life unless I had a physical injury and I began wheeled into the fucking boxing gym in a wheelchair to box. It saved me, to be honest with you, mate. So as far as I can take it, I take it fight by fight. I've had a little bit of a rough run in my boxing journey so far. But like I just say, I don't box to win. I'm winning every day at life with the lifestyle change that I've done. I fought a few tough fuckers.
Yeah. I can imagine.
I'm a bit stupid with some of the fights I take sometimes, but unless you test yourself, you never know with it.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep testing myself and just see what the outcome is. Keep pushing myself on a daily basis.
You won't give me a crack on my nose, will you, to get this sinuses out of it? Do you know what I mean? So anyone...
right hand or left?
Oh, give me a left. The right will knock me out with it. Viral moment on, yeah. Like. But yeah, for anyone who's watching and listening, and that actually my voice is grating on you, I apologise. Like I said, I've had this, whatever it is, for like 2 weeks now. You said that you can take it boxing as far as you can take it. Your next fight coming up then, how are you feeling about that? Because I saw... Have you got a new trainer, a different trainer?
Yes, yeah.
Looking sharp. You're looking sharp, to be fair.
Thank you very much, brother. Feeling great about it, to be honest. So there's a guy who I've known for a while who I'm fighting.
Oh, you know the guy you're fighting?
Know the guy I'm fighting, yeah. He actually called to fight me.
Yeah.
There's only one reason he's done that. I'm not going to say too much because I'll let my hands do the talking, but you never call out a mate. See you May 23rd, brother.
When is it? May 23rd?
May 23rd, yeah.
I'll have to try and get... I've got to try and get... Where is it?
The Vale Sports Arena.
Oh, so... May 23rd, yeah. I'm going to have to try it, because I said to Sam I'd go to one of his fights, but I'm going to have to try and definitely, even if it's not, I want to go to one of these soon.
Honestly, man,
Yeah.
I do it. The show Craig Rocky Morgan puts on, like, that man is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't thank him enough for the opportunities that he's given me.
Yeah.
He gives all upcoming fighters that chance, and you keep giving them that chance. And it's the only promotion I fought on that the actual promoter is all for the fighters.
Yeah, fair play to him then, yeah.
He's a good lad, and he's a role model to any upcoming fighter to look up to.
And he's a big fucker. I've seen him. You won't want to mess with him either.
I showed up for sparring a couple of weeks ago, and I looked at him and I went, fuck me, Rock, I'm more nervous for this than what I am for the fights. He said, well, just don't let me hit you, Ed.
yeah, true. So, again, as I said, I do a bit of research. We messaged a little bit before you came on. And you said, and this is all I know, that you moved to Australia as well.
Yeah.
What was that about?
To be honest, mate, I don't know, not to blow smoke up my own arse, I was just fed up about the life out here.
Yeah.
Like, I've got quite a well career out here. I'm a bailiff.
Oh, are you?
I'm a bailiff, yeah. So people might stop watching now.
Yeah. People will start recognising you. Oh, fuck, I took my telly.
I'm a PlayStation. But I've done so many careers over here. I've got my SAA badge. I worked in security for 2 years. Like I said, I've become an enforcement agent, and just realised that in the UK there's not much growth. There's not much growth after you get to a certain point. This is why you still see that people working in AS. There's no disrespect to them. 50 years time, they're still there. There's not much opportunity in the UK to push forward. And I went to Australia on a working holiday visa and lone wolfed it. It was great. It was great, to be honest with you, mate. Don't get me wrong, you had them days where you missed home, you miss your family. I'm a mother's boy, so I obviously miss my mum a lot. But she knew my reasoning of going there. I went out there, didn't know a single person when I got off that plane. And yeah, I made it work. So I actually secured a full-time role in demolition.
Yeah.
So I was ripping down, it sounds bollocks, but I've got the proof in the pudding. I was ripping down mansions on Gold Coast, on the Gold Coast beach, like on the Gold Coast beach right by there. I was ripping down mansions, I was driving excavators, fucking bobcats. It's crazy. It was crazy. It was. Had a really good lifestyle over there. Secured a 3-bedroom apartment with a pool and a pool table. With my landlord actually lived underneath me, and we had a hell of a fucking laugh. Yeah. It was great. It was.
Sounds like a hell of a life.
Yeah, it was, mate. Honestly, I had my own car out there, works vehicle. Yeah, it was a crazy way of life, man.
So, what made you come back?
So unfortunately, God bless her soul, my nan passed away in October, and like I just said, I'm my mother's boy. She's been there for me through everything, every step of my life. And when that call comes, I will always drop whatever I'm doing to be there for her. And yeah, I made that leap back within 2 weeks. I had to give up everything that I had. I had to shoot back to make my nan's funeral. And I made it, paid my respects. I think I landed on the Sunday in Heathrow. And the Tuesday morning, I was walking my nan down my nan's coffin down the aisle on my shoulder. So I made it back to walk it out of life, man.
Yeah.
But it was as sad as it is that she's passed. She's out of pain. She's at peace. And God bless my grandchild's soul as well. We lost him March 11th. So they're actually back together now. So the timing of me coming back, I believe everything happens for a reason. And I was there to support my family through everything that's gone on the last couple of months.
Yeah, and well, look how proud I'd be of you now, you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
And I know what it's like. I think a lot of people know what it's like to lose a grandparent, you know, especially when you're close. It's one of the, well, yeah, of course it is. It's one of the worst, one of the most heartbreaking things anyone can go through, you know. No,
100%. Mate, they're like a glue to the family sometimes.
Yeah, they are, yeah. I seen, I think it was some kind of meme or whatever, and my nan, it's only my nan left now from my grandparents. And a lot of times she'll ring me over and over because you know what, like old people like with technology. And at times you're like, oh, fucking hell, nan, do you know what I mean? But then I seen this meme there and it was like having your nan's number in your contacts, and it was like never take that for granted. And that really at all, because like it's horrible because one day, you know, that's never gonna be there. So yeah, never take your nan for granted.
So many people do these days, man. Yeah. Like every day could be your last. Just gotta appreciate that what you got around you. And I would say this about every aspect of life. Like this generation, there's so many people that take things for granted. There's so many people who dwell on so many things. As long as you are breathing, you can get up, you can physically move out of bed every day. Be fucking appreciative of it. Because there's people there that can't. There's people there who can't wipe their own ass. Yeah. And there's so many people that take that for granted too.
What I found interesting about you as well, and Sam does this as well, Sam Morgan, I'm not going to shout him up again, he's having more airtime on you than anyone.
It's funny, he's got carpets under his arm.
Yeah, I know, he will. But he does this as well, where he's got his own fitness program. I find it interesting that, like him, you were boxing now yourself, but also finding time to coach others, if that's the right word. And so what?
I wouldn't say coach, I'd say help. So,
help.
Yeah. Basically, so I started this page up, JE Fitness, pure and simply to be a helping hand to anyone, any single person on this earth who was in the same boots as I was growing up.
Right.
Where like I never claimed to be a boxing coach. I never claimed to know everything. I know I can get a sweat on you. I know I can help you make the right lifestyle changes, and I can guide you in the right direction. Where obviously Sam's a great boxer. He'd probably make a brilliant coach as well.
Right.
Whereas my fitness journey is a little bit different with that.
Yeah.
I just want to help people make the right lifestyle changes at the moment.
Yeah. So yours is more of a fitness.
Yeah.
You use boxing as well?
Yeah. Some clients, if they've never tried it before, I'll recommend it, because I'll recommend it to any person.
Yeah.
Like it's great, the sport I've ever fucking done.
Yeah.
I recommend it to any person. So if they're more than happy to give it a go, I'm more than happy to take them on the pads. It's something that I can do. Not brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the be all or end all, but I can make you sweat through it.
Yeah, it's tough though. I own the pads. I've tried it before. I'm holding it like up here now, and they're like, "What are you doing? Like, who's going to be punching?" Because they've come into your face.
You're scared to get it in the face.
100%. Yeah.
When you spar enough, and when you've been boxing, well, I've only been boxing for 2 years, but I've got used to getting punched in the face finally. So it don't really matter. It's just all hand-eye coordination, to be honest, mate, and timing.
Did you have that first though when you first started boxing? Because that was a big thing for me, as in like I've never done proper sparring, just with mates, but even that's enough. Just knowing those, even if they're flicking a jab out coming towards your face, I could never actually like commit to anything because I'd literally be flinching seeing their. Is that something that you struggled with, or have you just got that?
Nah. I'll be brutally honest with you, mate. So when I first started boxing, my hand-eye coordination weren't shit. It weren't shit. Like I knew a few combinations from when I done it when I was a child.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of training with Jack Marshman when I was bigger, and I was actually lowering my weight loss.
Oh, the UFC, MMA fighter. Yeah,
he's one of my good mates, Jack. I got a lot of time and respect for him. Yeah.
Put a good word in for me, please.
He's and I'll say it. Yeah, and I'll say it now. He's the only man to hit me in sparring. He probably only fucking tapped me, but my legs went like jelly. My legs, they don't call him the armour for fuck all. But yeah, so when I started doing the boxing side of it with him, my combinations on pads and they weren't brilliant, but they weren't shit neither. Yeah. Sparring, that was a big flip for me. So where I've never really believed in myself growing up, and that was the mental shift I needed to change. And granted, sometimes now, leading up to now in my past fights, that is where you've got to believe in this sport. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in yourself. And like I said, growing up, that was one of my biggest issues. So I've learned that I can look good on pads, I can look good on the bag, but it's more a deeper thing for me of mentally believing and achieving. And it's something I've worked on for the past year, being over in Australia, training all over the world. I've trained in Australia, Thailand, Amsterdam. I've took stuff from every single person that I've trained with, and it's like the puzzle's finally piecing together. And I can't wait to piece Macaulay Priest up on May 23rd with this fucking puzzle.
What a promo that is. You should be on WWE or something, mate.
Right, if he knocks me out, I'm going to put him through the fucking table like I'm on it.
And I'll just delete that bit of the video if he ends up knocking you out.
Top man.
I don't think he will though. I'm not just saying that because you're sat in front of me. You are looking sharp, to be fair.
Thank you.
I can see like I said to Sam as well, I can't mention him again, but he moves, from what I've seen, is like certain people move like a boxer, and then other people, you just look like they just can swing a decent punch. But you're actually, from what I've seen in your training videos, from my limited knowledge, you move like a boxer. You know what I mean?
Do you know that means a lot, brother?
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. And even the way I seen the ones of you, I know you said it's just hitting pads, but like it's the way you really like following through and turning your shoulder at the shots.
Yeah, so, I'm coming with bad intentions. This fight, I promise you.
I can see it. Well, that leads me on actually then to some quick fire questions. Because you just said bad intentions there. It reminded me of Mike Tyson. I don't know whether he's going to be your answer to this. Who do you think for you is the best boxer ever?
Best boxer ever? Oof.
I know it's a tough one, I know. Because you've got different weights.
You've got so many boxers that you choose from. Mike Tyson is up there for me.
Same.
I like the way he just demolishes his opponents, chews their ears. Do you know what I mean? It's great. So it's really hard to choose, because as much as I do the sport, I'm not a big lover of watching it.
No, I understand that.
It's crazy actually. I don't like, when I come home from training, I try switch off out of fight mode. So I don't really watch it. But Joe Calzaghe, got to have a mention there. Anyone who don't rate Joe Calzaghe, they're probably a couch warrior themselves. So probably between Mike Tyson or Joe Calzaghe for myself.
Yeah, well, Calzaghe's never lost. I think he got put on once maybe in his whole career, I think. That might be wrong. It might not even be once. But I know that he definitely never lost, did he?
Yeah,
he was
undefeated.
And then Mike Tyson is someone I could watch, like, you know, like in his prime, I could just watch his videos over and over again. Yeah, he's in a heavy bag, and I hit a heavy bag then a few weeks later, and I'm hitting a heavy bag that's not going anyway. And I'm watching Mike Tyson, the heavy bag is like freaking hitting the roof and shit.
So
like, what's the power of this man?
Movement, his power,
Yeah.
it's just unstoppable, mate. And his mindset as well, to be honest.
And the way he would, it's like, I don't know if it's all his core strength and balance. He'd like dip right down here like that and just put everything, literally like jump into his shots, mate.
Bad intentions.
100%, yeah. For me, I think Mike Tyson in his prime, before all of his problems, I can't see anyone beating him.
Yeah, 100%.
Celebrity you would love to fight?
Oh, there's a few. Gotta be John Fury. Do you know what? As much like Tyson runs his mouth, but that's bearable. John Fury, he may well knock me the fuck out, but I'd love to swing a right up with his fucking loud mouth.
I know. It's the way that Fury is there, facing off with someone, and then he's come round the side, took his top off as well, and starts facing up with the same guy.
Oh, mate,
it's like,
honestly, he's all about like making it about him.
Yeah.
It's just not about
it's
him.
that meme, innit? You get in there and you look in the mirror at yourself. You get in there and you make this about you.
He's fucking shadow boxing in the mirror before he comes out.
Yeah. I know, it's embarrassing, isn't it? And you just know as well, I think he had some problems with Usyk's camp.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, they'd kill him, like.
Yeah.
You know?
I can remember seeing it all kicking off.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, what a muppet. Man.
Yeah.
What a muppet.
They're not there for the cameras and for clicks, like Usyk's camp would literally kill him, do you know what I mean? 2 more questions for you, Jay. But this one is sort of tied into one. What's the worst and then what's the best advice you've ever received?
Ooh. Worst advice? I don't know. I can't really answer that one because I've never really looked at stuff as bad advice. If someone said something negative towards me, it's like I've got a fire in my belly and I post petrol on there.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of good advice given to me by various different people over the world. But God sends his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, and I reiterate that. But everything I go through in life is like, you carry on going. If you're going through well, why would you quit? Do you know what I mean? You just got to keep on going.
Yeah, I think the worst advice you've ever had is whoever told you to come on here. Because what I'm going to ask now, last one, bit of fun, and you have to admit what you told me when you first come in. Song that's always on your training playlist. Or songs.
Right, song or songs. Right, okay. I'm not biased to admit it. I am one of them guys who will smash the heavy bag to Breaking Free High School Musical. Bit of a scatty one, like. Also, I love a bit of Tina Turner, Simply the Best. Ain't No Mountain High Enough, mine and my mother's song. There's loads, man. My playlist is more bipolar than me, so...
Jay, to be honest with you, mate, I've said this to other people who've come on yet, who've got a similar story, who've basically been to hell and back. So I can only give you massive respect for that. But
thank you very much.
What I will say is, mate, is way more respect the fact that you've come through that and now you're helping others who might be in the same position. So, mate, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And last thing from you is I'd like others now, as I said, to get on this fitness program that Jay have got. So if you could almost plug that, and what's the names and things of that, and your socials there, Jay, mate.
So JE Fitness, get on there, guys. Any single person who's lacking with confidence, wanting to make a lifestyle change, wanting to better themselves, drop me a message, let's get started. I'm not one of them guys who's in it to fill my pockets. I'm rich in life if I can help you guys on your journeys. So drop me a message.
Good. How's it going anyway, actually? I forgot to ask.
So it's all right, mate. It's actually going all right at the minute. I've got a handful of clients at the moment with Fight Camp and working 2 other jobs.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult running it all. But if it was easy, then everyone would be doing it. But the handful of clients I have got, it's going really, really, really well with them. They're coming on leaps and bounds in confidence. Their fitness levels are improving daily, weekly. They're getting fitter, stronger. And yeah, it's only going to grow from here. I just want to build that community of supportive people in the fitness industry. And not just in the fitness industry, in the community itself.
And last thing from me, as always, as I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Roundabout by now, a little graphic will come up. That's what number I'm on now. Nearly that. Every week it's getting closer and closer to 1,000. Is I think 8,000 now, nearly on Facebook. And also to everyone that I'm in talks with about future podcasts. A bit like Jay, I'm really busy, obviously working and then doing podcasts on my day off, and also calling out the council 24/7 as well. So just, yeah, bear with me. I will get back to you. And that is it from me and from Jay as well. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Drop him a follow.
Cheers, bro.
I went better than what I thought it was, man.
Good.
Good stuff.
That's it. Just dwarf me on it, but don't worry.
Yeah, dwarf.